Hey everyone, Tyson the Subaru Specialist here, and today we are going through the 2025 Subaru Forester Premier in that new River Rock Pearl. There we go, I said it. I didn't call it Bedrock by accident. It is River Rock Pearl, new color for Subaru, or from Subaru, on the newest updated Forester. Now the Premier in the previous generations was really just a color package. This is less of a color package, although there are some aesthetic differences, but you do actually get some extra features in this. This is the top end Forester in the lineup. So complete redesign, updated exterior, interior, drivetrain, it's all updated. It's a very refined vehicle, big changes from the Subaru team on the 25 Forester. So right off the bat, we have a new front end on the Forester. Definitely flatter, boxier, more square, which is, you know, kind of Subaru's Forester thing. New grille, you get black metallic painted grille, which I actually quite like. Now, the only thing on the front that I really don't like the flat badge. I like oval badges. I like depth and dimension. So that's a small thing to complain about. We have the new camera for the 360 camera up front, which is awesome. New headlights, get those new daytime running lights up top there. LED steering responsive headlights, very, very bright. And the new style fog lights, which I initially wasn't a huge fan of, but at night I think they look absolutely amazing. We've got gloss black accents along with that textured hexagonal cladding. And you'll see a lot of hexagonal design language in the new Forester, even the grille. The overall shape is a hexagon. Powered by a 2.5 liter 4-cylinder box engine, 180 horsepower, so down 2 horsepower, but still very, very peppy. And you get really good economy out of these, which is fantastic. We get cladding, of course, a la Subaru around the wheel wells. They've added the functional vents. And on the Premier and the Sport, we get 19-inch wheels. They're both the same. The Sports are just bronze painted. And we've got them wrapped in Bridgestone Turanzas. So good mud and snow rated all season. We get black painted mirror caps on the Premier. So this is a little different than the Premier you find in the Outback with the satin chrome, which is nice. They've kind of moved away from the chrome. Integrated turn signals in the mirrors, which I like. We get more hexagonal design language along with another gloss black accent there. I think that looks sharp. I like that it's all tied together. We also get the new low profile roof rails on the Premier, and you can get, of course, the OEM crossbars, and they're going to grip. You're not forced to automatically go with Thule's or Yakimas, which is nice, and they are crystal black silica, black metallic painted end caps. Of course, panoramic sunroof, as you'd expect out of a Forester, and I'll back up and I'll give you that side profile. Sharp looking car, very, very boxy. It is a little bit of a departure from the previous Forester, and probably the biggest change from Forester to Forester. Biggest evolution, in my opinion. Give you that rear 3/4 view, which I do like. New tail lights with half of a hexagon. And of course, they wrap around, and I'll show you that here in a second. Fuel door, the door is massive. Like, size of my hand, and I've got fairly large hands. Just like before, push in and it pops out if the driver door is unlocked, the fuel door is unlocked. I don't know why they made it so large. I don't think it was necessary. And you're just running regular unleaded. You can run 87 in it, no issues there. Closing it, you push in. You actually have to push it in with the other ones that just kind of clicked. This you actually have to push in past that point. So it pops out, you have to push it in, there's a little click and then it comes out. That caught me the first time. They've also changed the badge. They've added the symmetrical all-wheel drive badge, and they've got it in gray here, gray metallic. But yeah, these new taillights, they say Subaru on the side, and they wrap around, which I really like, and it goes into crystal black silica, into the logo, which this has a little bit of 3D to it when you touch it, which I wish they'd done with the front, and all the way around to the other side, and it's the exact same thing. I really like that. All of the Foresters have the black badge, and they all have Forester debossed into the rear tailgate. They've upgraded a lot of the exterior look. I think it's a much more premium look, and driving it, whole different ball game. But that's something we'll cover in another video. At the back, We have backup sensors integrated into the rear bumper, 4 of them. They'll actually apply the brakes if it thinks you're gonna hit something in reverse between speeds of 1 and 15 kilometers an hour. We've got more hexagonal design language. The rear right is also where your exhaust tip exits. Now, the power tailgate, I initially wasn't a fan of it because it's a kick gate. But we'll get to the reason why I like it in a second. You kick, back up, and it has to sense the key moving away. If you just kick and stand there, it's not going to open. Just so you know, that speed can be adjusted by a dealership computer. You can slow it down or you can increase it. The delay, I mean, not how fast it actually opens. Little LED cargo light up there, and we have some texture, and it says Subaru, and there's a little Easter egg in there. There's several different Easter eggs in this Forester, and there's a ton of room in here. Tall, wide, and deep, very boxy rear end, equates to a lot of storage, which is really nice. We've got privacy cover, hides everything from the top of the seats down. It's nice that they have this little grab handle. I like that. It's way better than the previous ones, just a piece of plastic that you would grab. This secondary piece is adjustable because these seats can be reclined. This you can pull out. It's just a telescopic piece. You can actually tuck it underneath this nice new cargo tray with a little bit of a lip, and it goes underneath the false floor here. And you can kind of see where it's supposed to go across. We have a little bit of storage. They're coming with tire bags now, and underneath here, got our spare tire and tools. In each corner, we have hard mount physical tie downs, easy to secure things. We've got grocery bag hooks on either side. We do get the Harman Kardon upgraded audio system in the Premier. So your little subwoofer's back here. 12 volt power point on this side. And if you want to fold the seats, simple. And you can dramatically increase the storage that you have in the Forester just by doing that. You can fit tons of cargo in there. Now to close it, I can pull down on it. I can press those buttons and close it. I can use the key fob. I can use the button by the driver's knee. But the real reason that this kick gate is growing on me is that if I reach in, I grab something, my hands are full. I don't have a hand free, I have to set it down. But now, kick and back up. It beeps 3 times, and on the 3rd time, it closes. So I'm a big fan of that. That is growing on me, and I see the reason that they've done that. Unfortunately, just like the other vehicles in the same category, if you install the Subaru OEM trailer hitch, you lose the kick gate function, which is sad. They've increased the visibility by increasing the size of the 3rd windows on both sides, of course. So these are quite a bit larger than the previous one. So when you shoulder check, there's a lot more visibility, which is great. And Subaru's all about safety and visibility. Forester's like sitting in a greenhouse. So that is very nice. Seats flip up very, very easily. And in the Premier, just like the Premier before, you get the brown and black 2-tone leather upholstered interior. You get the ultra suede inserts, which I'm a huge fan of. I think these seats are ridiculously comfortable. I recommend you test them out for yourselves. They're fantastic. There's a fold down armrest, integrated cup holders. We've got vents out of the center console in addition to underneath each front seat facing rearward. So you heat up and cool down the second row very, very effectively. If you don't want airflow out of the vents, close them off. Heated seats, 2 stages, high and low for both the driver and passenger side. Person in the middle, in addition to having to sit in the middle, doesn't get a heated butt. We get 2 USBs for charging, and we get 3 map back pockets on the backs of both front seats. Now, something a lot of parents are gonna love, or grandparents, or if you babysit a lot, easy access to the latch system, the lower anchors and tethers for child seats. I initially was concerned that these were going to press into my lower back or my butt while sitting in it. So far, I'm happy to report that is not the case. This is textured and is designed to be used as a step if you're loading something on the crossbars up top. The reason Subaru wants you standing on that and not the tire, despite the little bit of the height difference you get on the tire, you're not gonna get as much of your foot on that because the tire sits inside the fender, and if I go straight up, I'm right at the back of the rail system. I'm probably gonna be leaning and potentially putting myself in a precarious situation. So that's why they've done that texture. We also have this little black slot there, and I get asked about that fairly often, especially on the lighter color vehicles where it sticks out. That's what that extra side impact crash safety bar in that door locks into, and that's designed to help reduce the chance of intrusion into the passenger cab in the event of a side collision. Now, something else parents will like, or those of you who throw a lot of cargo in the back, these doors open super wide, nearly 90 degrees. If you compare it with the competitors, they're more like sitting here. So it's a lot easier what a couple degrees allows you to do for loading and unloading children or cargo. Rear door card is soft touch. We've got this, it's kind of rubbery. I don't think this is the same leather that you get on the seats. It's kind of a rubberized leather material, leatherette maybe. We get the ultra suede door cards, which I really like. And then the armrest is that kind of rubbery soft touch as well, which is nice. Easy to grab handles. There's a little bit of a lip for you to put your fingers around. And even here is squishy with the soft touch. It feels nice. I know that's kind of something that's weird to make a big deal about, but it is something that I notice. We've got bottle holders and storage down there. Another Easter egg. We've got child locks if you need those. Nice solid clout sounding doors when they close. It's not tinny. Nice and solid. Large door cups. They've changed the shape of the door cups. They're more of an egg shape instead of just kind of a little cup, which is really nice. Hopefully that will result in less nail and ring marks in there. Front door card, very, very similar to that of the rear in regards to the soft touch materials. We have the handle area is in gloss black with the chrome handle. 2 position memory settings for your driver's seat and driver mirror, which is really nice. Great if there's 2 drivers, or if you're a single driver and you have like a highway sitting position and a city sitting position, these are really nice. Front 2 windows are auto power windows, regular power windows for the rear, and window lock. Power mirror adjustment should you need it. You'll get a little bit more storage with the bottle holder there. Driver's seat is of course power and includes lumbar, and it's the same seating materials up front as it is in the second row. The brown and I don't want to call it black, but dark gray leather with the ultra suede inserts. Very, very comfortable seats. These are the same seats that you find in the Crosstrek, and they're designed for long distance travel. If you're fatigued after a long day of driving, this is going to help quite a bit. Spend some time in them. I've done a road trip in a Crosstrek, made a big difference to me. At the back here, or at the front, by the driver's left knee, we have the ability to open the rear hatch. We have a scroll wheel for the brightness of the gauges, and if for some reason we wanted that kick sensor turned off, we can turn that off. I can't think of a situation where I'd want that, but you can do it. The dash is soft touch, which is nice texture. You got the brown stitching, and that even extends over here. Along with the texture on the dash, I like the look. It adds a lot of a lot of depth, a lot of dimension to this vehicle dash. But I like how I love the texture, and of course more contrast. Not that you're probably gonna spend a lot of time touching the dash, but it's there. And we get this kind of bronzy brown faux wood brushed steel look. It's a nice touch. I actually would have liked to see a little bit more of this material inside the car, but it is nice that it's there. Normally the passenger dash is very barren, and I think that enhances it. Like I said, this is a very refined vehicle. It's a big improvement. Now, Forester. Now we're getting a little bit of sun glare here, so I'm actually gonna move the Forester. I'll be right back with you guys. Just moved it. So right here we have our leather wrap steering wheel with the brown contrast stitching. We get this gloss black accenting around it. Ties it all together. I do like the use of the same materials over and over. It's very, very nice. Ties it together. Left-hand side of the steering wheel, we've got volume controls left to right. The ability to accept calls, hang up, decline, or mute calls. We can issue voice commands or access Google Assistant or Siri while using Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, which is wireless in this car. We've got this toggle that used to be volume on the previous generation. That just changes our small little center display. It gives us different piece of information depending what we want to look at. We have the ability to switch from AM to FM to satellite to USB to Bluetooth, etc. And then we have the ability to cycle through presets. On the right-hand side of the steering wheel, we have our adaptive cruise and our lane centering. Both of those use these 3 black boxes behind the mirrors, those color stereo EyeSight cameras to look for cyclists, pedestrians, road lines, and other vehicles. These also do automatic emergency braking, which saves you 10% on your basic insurance here in BC. This new 3rd wide-angle mono camera was added for this generation and increased the field of vision from left to right. And actually, speaking of visibility, I'll hold this right in front of my face and I'll shoulder check. And there's quite a bit of visibility. I mean, for those of you who haven't driven a Forester, don't have a Forester, you're probably not going to notice, but that window, that does offer quite a bit more visibility. Virtually no blind spots in this Forester. Now, the adaptive cruise, when I turn that on, I get an image of the Forester there, and you'll see that there's 4 bars ahead of it, all the way down to 1. That is the follow distance when you use cruise control that you'll follow at if you catch up to another vehicle. So 4 bars at 100 kilometers an hour, you follow at roughly 150 to 180 feet. So if you're going 110 kilometers an hour, you catch up to someone going 103, you'll slow down to 103 kilometers and pace them. It's fantastic. If you wanted to follow closer for some reason, you're in a highly trafficked area and you give someone an inch, they take a mile. Each time you press it, it goes down. And you can follow closer if you need. You press the up arrow to turn it on. Alternatively, if you don't like adaptive cruise, press and hold, keep holding. There's a small audible chime, and it's regular cruise control and the distance markers are gone. So you don't have to use adaptive cruise if you don't want. But I quite like it, surprisingly. I didn't think I would. Lane centering. You get the little image of the steering wheel there, and you'll see there's those gray lines on either side of the distance markers. They will illuminate white above 60 kilometers an hour if the EyeSight cameras can see the road lines. Once it can see that, it'll illuminate whichever side it can see, whether that's one or both, and it actually gives you gentle steering input to help keep you in the middle of your lane. Great for long distance travel. Again, paired with the seats, you're way less fatigued. You're not swaying in your lane. It's great. I recommend you have someone give you a demo. It's fantastic. We do also have the ability to manually select our gears, downshift and upshift with the paddles, even in the automatic CVT. Sport and intelligent drive modes. Intelligence, what it defaults to. Sport, you go faster sooner, and you can do it on the fly. That yellow line's a little bit more aggressive. You'll accelerate faster, sit at higher RPMs, use more fuel, but you go faster sooner. Below that, heated steering wheel. Little orange light comes on when it's turned on, off, on, off. Greatest thing ever for the winters here. We get the driver focus system. Well, that's what that little red light is there. It's an infrared camera trying to scan me in. It'll tell you if you're distracted or drowsy, not paying attention to the road while you're driving. You can also do your memory settings from your face. And then it will actually go through a sequence if it thinks you're non-responsive and stop the vehicle. I'm hopefully gonna try to trick it into thinking that and do a video about that. We'll see. I'm in the middle of testing that. Top portion of the 11.6 inch, we've got what we're listening to. We've got navigation destinations. We've got widgets, which we can change around. And if you've watched any of my other videos, I change them into the same ones all the time. You can change them. You don't have to have anything if you don't want. That is your weather through your satellite radio. And then we gain access to dual function X-Mode, which is like for low in a pickup. You have to be going under 20 kilometers an hour to engage. It only works up to 40 kilometers an hour. It's for rough stuff. Little rough terrain icon comes on, downhill descent control comes on. And then we have deep snow and mud, which also turns off traction control and allows you to chew yourself out of the sticky situation you've managed to get yourself in. Main portion, we have physical volume and tuning knobs, which are really nice. It's nice to have some physical buttons in these newer vehicles. Under map, we have full screen navigation powered by TomTom. No subscription, you've got it for the life of the vehicle. If you don't want full screen, simple as doing that. We have radio, media, and phone, which are pretty self-explanatory. Radio is AM, FM, and SXM. Media is anything that's not in the vehicle, so anything Bluetooth, auxiliary, USB will be media. Phone allows you to hook up your phone for Bluetooth. And then under apps, we have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You do gain access to the My Subaru app when the vehicle's registered in your name. You get a 3-year trial to that. Doubles up, you get to use that on that screen. There's lots of things you can change under settings. Car info, valet mode, auto vehicle hold, and vehicle dynamics control. That's traction control. You can turn them off. You can add additional shortcuts, and you can change things around the order. Press and hold, and then press home, and it locks it, which is great. So you can customize your dash within reason. Below that, this is the home button, that little open envelope, that little Monopoly house, that always takes you to this screen. We have the ability to turn off the auto start stop. Defaults to on. You press that. The little A on your dash goes orange. That means it's disabled. Re-enabled. Auto vehicle hold you can turn on. It's a brake holder for construction, drive-through, or rush hour traffic. And then under the vehicle here, we get vehicle control. You can change a lot of things. If you don't like steering responsive headlights, you can turn those off. You can change the volume for warning. You can turn off blind spot detection, which is in your side mirrors. It's that little nub right there, and it illuminates like so on the corresponding side when someone's in your blind spot. Not an excuse not to shoulder check, but it's a nice aid. You can turn off the driver monitoring system. You can change the digital speedometer to miles per hour if you don't like, or if you travel into the States, or you're old school and you like miles an hour instead of kilometers. As soon as you put it in reverse, backup camera pops up, backup sensors, rear assist braking's on, parking sensors are on. You can see the top of the bumper there. And new for this year, we have a 360-degree camera. So you can press a button on the center console or right here, and it changes it. You can have both. I really don't like this view. I find this too narrow and too small. But I do really like the resolution of this new screen in the Forester. I think that the cameras and the resolution are absolutely fantastic. This might be one of the best views. When I'm in drive and I press the view button, and I'll show you that, I can turn on the 360 camera. I can see the front driver, front passenger, and kind of a 180-degree cutout of the front, which is really nice. And then I can just look at the front. Great for parking close to things. Asking if I want to register in the monitoring system. I do not yet. Then below that, we have our climate control. So it is dual zone. I do have physical buttons on either side, and it goes up or down in 0.5-degree increments. And I can just touch, I can drag, I can sync it. Easy to use control where my airflow is going to be. If I want max AC, AC, recirc, all of that is easily accessible. I've got these really big fan strength buttons. They're hard to miss. And then new, and probably my favorite part of the new Premier, 3 stages of ventilated seats, 3 stages of heated seats for both the driver and passenger. It's great. It uses the ambient air to draw heat away from you. So cool down the cab, turn those on, you get nice and cool real quick, but you don't get that wet bathing suit feeling that I find air-conditioned seats give you. Now, we have the ability to just focus the climate on the front cab or the entire cab. So that pushes a lot of air to the rear, so helps keep passengers or cargo warm or cool. Below that, we do have 2 USBs, an auxiliary, and a 10-watt wireless charger, and they have changed the center console. I love the shape. This is soft touch, so if your legs are resting against it, they're not going to hurt as much after a long day of driving. You can turn off the wireless charger. I do like this new center console. I love this new shifter. It feels great in the hands. We've got this gloss black, this synthetic with the brown stitching. I think it's fantastic. Feels good in the hands. Pull it towards yourself to manual mode, and that's where you use your paddles to manually upshift or downshift. And it tells you what gear you're in up there, so it shows them in first. Now it shows them in second. Park brake is electronic. You pull up to activate it, and with your foot on the brake, you push down to deactivate it. The view button turns on the 360 camera, and when I'm not in reverse or drive, it's going to give you just kind of a 360 look and superimposes a little Forester around. Keeps asking if I want to register. I do not. Medium depth cup holders, so it's not like the Crosstrek where they're super shallow and they give you a drink raiser, or the Outback where they're super deep and they give you a drink raiser. This is kind of like Goldilocks. These are just right. We have a 12-volt power point for charging. A little bit of storage down here. It is rubberized on the bottom. Actually textured as well. Soft touch armrest. I wish that it was extendable like some of the previous ones. Not the last gen, but the gen before that. But super deep storage. No power points in there, but there's a place to run cords through. Up top, my favorite feature in any vehicle ever, regardless of year, make, or model, auto-dimming rearview mirror. No switch to flick if someone's got their brights on behind you. It just automatically dims. And you can hook up to 3 separate garage doors to the HomeLink system. You don't have to carry a bulky visor opener with you. There's an integrated compass. Above that, we have LED map lights, sunroof controls, SOS, and roadside/concierge service. That's part of your 3-year trial to the My Subaru Connected Services. And then we have our sunglass storage. On the visors, we've got card holders on both of them. These are really large. I like the size of these. We've got a vanity mirror with light, the ability to pull it beside myself and extend it, keep the sun out of my eyes. And then it is a manual shade for the sunroof, but if you open the glass, it'll drag that with it. When you close the glass, it'll drag that with it, because you can't have the glass open and the shade closed. You can't accidentally forget that it's open. So that is a slightly longer than quick look at the brand new 2025 Subaru Forester Premier, the full load in that River Rock Pearl. Updated, completely redesigned exterior and interior. 2.5 liter 4-cylinder boxer engine producing 180 horsepower. We've got 8.7 inches of minimum ground clearance. And of course, you got all those nice premium features, the 360 camera, the ventilated and heated seats. And then they've done a lot of other premium touches with textures and materials in the Forester itself. Very, very refined, elevated Forester over the previous generation. So thank you for sticking with me through this, watching my walkthrough of this 25 Forester Premier behind me. If you guys have any questions about this car behind me, any of the tech in it, any of the vehicles in our lineup, please put them in the comments below. Love hearing from you guys. If you guys are in British Columbia or close to British Columbia, willing to make the trip to Northern BC, please reach out. I'd love to help you find your perfect Subaru. I'm Tyson, the Subaru specialist from Subaru Prince George. Thanks for watching. We'll talk soon.